to another edition of Daybreak Niger. Daybreak Niger is a breakfast show on Universal Heritage Television. Today, I'm your host, Iwun Namuna, and today I'll be co-presenting with
Afam Echi. Thank you, Muna. In our today's edition of Daybreak Niger, we're going to bring you another interesting package. What we're going to discuss today basically focuses on the apologies rendered by the Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. We're also going to talk about the visit of President Muhammadu Buhari in Imo State yesterday to commission some signature projects. My name is Afam H. We have three guests here to do justice to these topics. Two of them are regulars, or virtually all of them are regulars. They are not new to our program. We have Comrade Christian Abunono. Abunono is the IPAF PRO. IPAF is, can you help me here?
Imo Political Academic Forum.
Okay, Imo Political Academic Forum. He's the PRO.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Also, we have Dr. Samuel Suji. Dr. Samuel Suji is a clergy. He's the head of PRO unit of PFN in Imo State. He's a medical doctor as well as the president of Sagre Foundation. Dr. Sam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have the last but not the least, Engineer Alex Anosike, who is the convener of P2B Vanguard, POVAN. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's start off with Akeredolu's apology. I'll start with you, comrade. What do you think motivated the apology from the Ondo State governor? What do you think would have prompted him to apologize to Christians? He in a program yesterday at Ibadan, in a church program, he did apologize to the Christian clergy around and asking them to send apologies down the line to the congregants and asking them to forgive the party, the APC, for running a Muslim ticket. You know, it came as a surprise to so many persons.
Yeah.
So how do you see that?
The apology is coming at the right time and it's quite pertinent because the Muslim ticket is really a saga that seems to relegate the Christians to inferior status in the country, the scheme of things in the country, politically speaking. It goes to tell that a country that is a secular state with many other religions, where we have two major religions, Christianity and Islamism, and the Christians, if we go by number, if there is a census or statistics, you see from my own reckoning, Christians outnumbers the Muslims in this country.
How do you have the statistics?
I have
the Muslims are claiming.
No, I've done from my own reckoning.
Okay.
If you have available statistics, it will still prove me right.
Okay.
But I have known that Christians outnumbers the Muslim, and for a ruling party to take on a Muslim ticket just renders the whole population of Christians to be minority, which is not right. And many of the Christians came to grief with such decision and such policy. It doesn't go down well with us. I'm a Christian. I'm speaking on behalf of Christians. It doesn't go down well with us. I didn't find it funny. It all means that we have no place, there's no respect for our own religion in this country.
Okay, Dr. Sam, you're a clergy and you're the PFN. And let me put the same question to you. What do you think motivated that apology?
Well, I think what motivated that apology must have been because of frustration around him and within his party for some of them, because he may have thought, he may have called on the leadership of the party, he may have consulted, and he discovered that he has little or nothing to do regarding that. And so he has no other alternative than to come back to the church and start apologizing to them. That simply tells you that so much has gone wrong. So many things have gone wrong in the system, because the method of thinking you can win an election with a principle of exclusion, in a country like ours, shows you the same principle of domination that has been existing, and it also tells you that so many things have gone wrong actually. And for us to begin to see this Muslim ticket thing, it shows you already that the church have lost a lot of grounds over the years.
That's right.
So this is only a proof, this is only an outward outburst of what has been going on within the terrain. Now, if he comes out to begin to apologize, he's doing that out of frustration. And that is also a problem. He hasn't solved the problem, because apology does not solve the problem. You are apologizing to church leaders to accept the situation as done, when you have opportunity to redo it. It doesn't hold water. I don't think it holds water. And I listened to it. I listened to the statement about, and his notion, his understanding is that he was only looking for a president from southern region. And now that he has got a president from southern region, he doesn't have to throw the baby with the bad water. And so he has to only accept that. But that doesn't solve the problem. That doesn't solve the problem.
Let me ask Engineer Alex this question based on what you said. In his statement, Akeredolu said that the Christians should look beyond religion and focus on candidate competence. That was what he said. Now, he made another contradictory statement by saying that what is important is to have a southern president. That was what he said. Now, do you think he chose ethnic interest over religious interest? Do you think he is actually after having a southern president other than it being a Muslim ticket, or what do you think he did? Was he after ethnic interest or religious interest?
Thank you very much for the question. Akeredolu, Executive Governor of Ondo State, is one of the progressive minds in this country. Very brilliant, very erudite lawyer, former MBA chairman, and currently the chairman of Southern Governors Forum. When I read what he said, I just smiled. It shows increasingly the difficulty in marketing the Bola Tinubu option of Muslim ticket. And it's not going to sell through. Even if you are looking for Southern governor, that's the president, there's still an option. So he's not quarantined, he's not pigeonholed in anywhere. Okay. So in the South, we have a very capable, competent, proven candidate he could have chosen. And when you're talking of equity, fairness, justice, which he tried to portray during their meetings as Southern governors, equity demands that we rotate between North and South. But it doesn't stop there. In the South, we have 3 regions. The Southeast have supported Obasanjo's 8 years in the presidency.
For the Southwest.
The Southeast have supported Osibanjo's vice presidency, even though it's disastrous. The Southeast supported Jonathan of the South Side. 6 years. We were men, we were killed, we were brutalized because of Jonathan. If we're talking of rotation, justice, equity, fairness demands that Akeredolu should happily have looked the way of the option from the Southeast, who is competent, who is capable, and who has all the credibility to lead this nation.
Okay, let me ask Comment Christian this question. Based on what he said about Christians looking beyond religion and focusing on candidates' competence, do you think that his stance would have remained the same if there was maybe a candidate from the southeastern region who is a Christian? Do you think his stance would have changed based on what he said, looking beyond religion and focusing on candidate competence. If there was a competent candidate from the Southeast, do you think his opinion or stance would have remained unchanged?
Yeah, without sounding immodest or derogatory, I think such feeling seems to be shrouded in vacuity.
Vacuity.
It's vacuous to me. There's no sense in it. From the last speaker, Engineer
Alex,
you will understand that emphasis is on competence. Does competence revolve around only Southwest? So there are no competent other person in the Southeast. Like he told you, the Southwest have had enough chunk of this. When last he came to the South, he went to Southwest. First, he went to Southwest. The second time, he went to South. Now, if the lot has fallen on the South again, equity and good conscience and fairness and justice makes it an imperative that the South should be specific and it is the turn of
Southeast.
So, in Southeast, we have many eggheads, we have many quality leaders in the Southeast.
Okay.
And the issue about Nigeria, whatever decision you are taking in Nigeria, we must understand that this country is a multi-ethnic nation, and it is also a secular nation. So if we mismanage our diversity and mismanage our secularity, we are heading towards chaos, which does not augur well. It's not going to be palatable at all. That is the fallout of what you've been saying. The people felt denigrated. People felt relegated because of their conscience. Your religion is your conscience, and your ethnicity is your first allegiance. No matter who, apart from your person, your ethnicity is you owe your first allegiance to your ethnicity.
Okay, thank you, comrade. Let me get back to you, Dr. Sam. Will you think that Akeredolu's apology is an acknowledgement of the party realizing its error?
No, it doesn't. It is not even a party realizing its error. No, it's not. He was only expressing frustration that there's nothing he could do, that he can't do anything within his powers to change the narrative. That was it. He was only saying, our leaders in our party have only done their wish. There is nothing again I can do. Please forgive me. That's all he can do.
As a Christian.
Yes, as a Christian. So that's all. And he made mention of that he's also a Christian, that they live among Muslims, and there's not been any problem, any issue among them. Now the issue here is not about religion per se. The issue here is consideration of our diversity. Being sensitive to our diversity. It could have been any other person. Do you understand? It could be any other person, but if he is sent it as a governor, if he's a Christian, then we should rather be saying that he should speak for Christians. But he doesn't speak for Christians because he's a governor for both Christians, Muslims, traditional leaders, whoever it is. So he's a governor. But he should speak for his people. Now, if you are somebody who leads and speak for your people, it means that you should have understanding of our diversity and the sensitive nature of our society.
And factor it in.
And now, if you see a mistake that is indefensible, you could find a way to correct it. It is correctable. Do you understand? It is correctable, and you work around it and make sure that it is corrected. Now, telling us that we should forgive, it falls far below the theology of forgiveness within the Christian understanding.
Okay, I get to you now, Engineer Alex and CK. In the past, we have had a Muslim ticket. Take your mind back to the era Abiola ran under the SDP with Bashir Tofa. There was not this much furor. So why the sudden outburst of protest from the Christian community? What difference has arisen? Why the much furor now?
Thank you very much. I like that question. By the time Abiola ran a Muslim ticket, we were still hearing of Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq and the terrorism things going on there as stories from the past.
It has not come to this.
It never looked like they were part of this world. Today, you saw the attack on Ifeanyi 2 days ago in the southeast, not in the northeast, not in Zamfara. And where did all this start? From a Muslim fundamentalist group, the Boko Haram. And they started spreading from the northeast, northwest, north central, to our homeland in the southeast. So anybody who recognizes the diversity of this nation will not take the risk of applying a Muslim ticket. It's quite defective, ab initio. And the sincere members of APC have started pulling themselves from that ticket. If you saw Umahi, governor of Ebonyi State, a few days ago, right in the bowl of Aso Rock, after meeting with the president, he came out to say, look, whatever it is, my wish would still have been that Obi should win. I like what Obi is doing. I welcome Obi. When he comes to Ebonyi, what does that tell you? What do you need to hear? The director of strategic communication of Tinubu's campaign organization, Dela Alake, former commissioner of information in Lagos, he was on channel a few days ago. He couldn't specifically answer any question. That Tinubu ticket, in fact, both tickets are defective, but his own is in multiples. Tinubu is old and frail. He's applying a Muslim ticket. He has not said the source of his wealth. He has not said his age. Nobody knows his true origin.
There are so many
controversies around him. And the APC people are actually challenged by that. Okay. So for the trade in Muslim ticket is like the last nail that, nail their coffin.
All right, but let me chip in something too, because I was wondering what conscience he has to stand even before the church leaders to make that apology. I was just wondering that tells you the how far and how low some such people have gone, and it tells you also the challenge the society has had, because the truth is that this issue, this notion of thinking that a Muslim ticket will sell in such kind of environment like ours is already showing you that there is a problem. It's already showing you that same fear which Christians are having when they get into power, because that fear is already existing, and that's very, very wrong. He lacks that conscience to stand before people, our church leaders, to begin to make that apology. It doesn't fit him.
He actually said in his statement, he said that he and other Christian members within the APC have fought and tried to see what they can do about the Muslim ticket. But the truth is that he was publicly trying to show solidarity to his party. But the truth is, he was after his ethnicity being the president, because he said that his fight is solely on bringing the presidency
to the South.
That was his statement. I think we've actually, I would not say we've overflowed this.
Can I comment there a little? The truth is, I listened to that.
Yeah, so just one minute. Go ahead. Let's make a point very brief.
When you listen to Yoruba elders, it's not easy to 100% decode what they're saying. Akeredolu is very smart. Okay. He's our in-law. His wife is Igbo.
Yeah, it's from Igbo.
If you check the records of the people who were killed at the Owo Church massacre, 50% are Igbos. I listened to the end of that story when he was saying, well, it's our time. It's our time. I think he repeated it. I don't think Akeredolu is marketing Tinubu. He was only clearing his conscience within the Christian community. It's an acceptance of the difficulty in that defective ticket.
Okay, thank you. I think we've had enough of this topic. Let's move to PMB's visit to Imo. Yesterday, he was in Imo State to commission signature project. He commissioned the 35-kilometer road from Owerri to Olun, and then the roads, the first phase of the Owerri Okibo road. and then the State House of Assembly. Some people, President Buhari, in the process, while he was addressing the public, the people, he described Governor Uzodimma's effort as infrastructure revolution. I want to ask you, Comrade Abunono, does that go down well with you? Is that really an infrastructure revolution we are having in Imo, drawing from President Muhammad Buhari's comments?
Well, with the in-depth understanding of who our governor is, His Excellency Governor Uzodimma, I knew where he was heading to by inviting the president to come and commission those projects so that he will be able to recover what he has spent in those projects. Because the truth is that without commissioning the project, you don't expect the complete payments to be done. Of course, if you look at the projects that were commissioned, some were completed, some are what commissioning. But what about the renovation work of the House of Assembly? Is it work commissioning? They didn't demolish and rebuild House of Assembly. It was repaired. It was restructuring and renovation work. You don't commission renovation work.
So that is wrong. That's what you're saying.
Yes, that one is wrong.
I think I read of something.
It's overzealousness.
It's funny, simply
when
funny.
PDP, Imo State PDP chapter was accusing Uzodimma for stealing that project that was commissioned by the president. They said that structure was built by the late Sam Mbakwe and shouldn't be commissioned or shouldn't be, the credit shouldn't be given to Uzodimma, that it was simply stealing. That was what they alleged. While APC on their own side called PDP, that they said PDP were just being politically frustrated. What is your opinion?
Stealing is not the right word to use there. All they would have used is a pure technical word to address the issue. It's a renovation work.
Repenting.
A restructuring work. You don't commission restructuring work. You commission in project delivery. Project delivery starts with project conception, the time of conception of the idea of the project. Once you have conceived the idea of the project, you go into execution. That is you award contracts. The contractors bring in their tenders when they are invited to do so. After you have awarded the contract, the project is properly monitored and supervised and executed to the point of completion. With the certification from the certifier, professional certifiers, that the project has been completed, commissioning comes. You see what happens in Nigeria? Most often, projects are commissioned at uncompleted stage, which is wrong. But technically speaking, what I'm after is not that what they claim to be infrastructure revolution. Actually, in actual sense, I'm a realist. Governor Uzodimma has done well in Owerri Road, fixing the road. He has equally done well in Owerri Road. Partly, which is yet to be completed.
That's why they did first phase.
First phase, yeah, because linked with what my explanation, technical explanation. You don't commission an uncompleted project. You are commissioning the first phase. Do you understand? Yeah. Good. But in our time, anything goes. So if we are praising governor for doing these two major projects, because other ones, I don't know other ones the president has come to commission. I think what they are looking for is the logics for retiring the funds they spend. If you don't have any basis of retiring funds, when funds are allocated to projects, you don't have basis of retiring it, you will be liable for embezzlement and misappropriation of funds.
Okay, back to you, Engineer.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir. You have the picture you painted from conceiving a project to commissioning. Now, why do you think the government will delve into doing a thing like that? For a project they didn't conceive, they only renovated it. And do you think the government was just misleading the president?
As a lot of persons have alleged.
APC and everything about them is about deception. They've never disappointed anybody in that angle. They're very good at it. Well, you said Buhari came here and said, I'm not aware. because I was in Akeredolu visiting some of my old secondary school teachers. As for
But the news was
projects,
everywhere.
I'm not defending PDP now. I'm stating a fact. Immediately how government sat down, immediately they came into office, put together a beautiful plan and flagged off for 31 roads at the cost of 42 billion. I am told that 34 kilometers of road to 54 kilometers of road to Okigbe was at the cost of
44 billion.
no
I heard about 44 billion.
55 billion.
Okay, 55 billion.
And somebody is talking now from fire service to Obo at 85 billion. I'm a civil engineer. Where are those figures? Where are those facts? How did you generate the quantities that gave you that cost? But let's not go into there. I'm talking of numbers now. You have started 32 kilometers of 32 different road projects, not kilometers.
Yeah, 32 different road projects.
At the cost of 42 billion. And they were being done, we saw the quality of what was going on. So that should have qualified as a road revolution. Not just 2 roads and all the money. Education is dead, agriculture is dead, health is dead, nothing is happening. What else is happening in this state? No industry, no businesses are thriving. And you're talking of a revolution, you are doing 2 roads. I'm a civil engineer, my friend.
And the road
A highway engineer.
becomes synonymous with infrastructure.
Well,
What Nigeria is talking about.
But even if it is road, you have done money that have been, if everything started in secrecy. I don't know if you have these facts.
I get
You
it.
have the details.
Let me ask you, Sam. It doesn't stop you from making the point you want to make. At this day and age, in this 21st century, our governors are still trailed by delivering road projects, something which is
Basic.
and it is in their mandates to do. Some other countries are going to the moon, doing some wonderful things, and we're still talking about. How do you see that? That the governors are taking credit for doing roads.
Honestly speaking, I'm not excited at that level of governance because it falls below where we are in the global scheme of things. Because the politics of road construction, should have been over in Imo State several years ago. Because we have had series of governors, civilian governors actually, for some years now. So the politics of road construction should have been over in Imo State. In fact, our road construction should have gone into the hinterlands, the villages, the communities. So we shouldn't be talking about road construction in this era and season. We should rather be talking about the human capital development, things that advance people. We should rather be talking about healthcare system, how people are being taken care of, people's welfare, things that ensures longevity. All right, things that helps life and living, increases lifespan and makes life easier. Okay, within the state. Those are the things, and then things that makes us productive, things that answers the questions of our economic stability. Those are the things that are very, very important. For instance, industries, things that has to do with industries, production. Energy. All right, energy. And those are the things that we should be talking about. We should be talking about producing our own energy here in Imo State. We should be talking about having our own industries where our youths are generating labor, having employment, and making this place an enviable city, all right, for other people to come in and invest and also live and thrive. So the politics of road is archaic, it's obsolete, honestly speaking. So we should have gone beyond that level. So that's the thing. But if it is done like the level where we are now, when as a lecturer, I'm a lecturer, so when your pass mark is 70%, or rather 100%, if your full pass mark is 100%, and you have 10 students in a class, and all of them are scoring 40, 50, 35, and all that. So most times, if any of them scores If any of them scores a little above 50, 51 and all that, you'll be clapping, you may say, this one tried. It does as if we have forgotten what governance is all about, or what we should be looking out for. The people of Imo State should grow up in their mindset. What we are looking at, governance is beyond the politics of roads. Those things are not governance.
Based on
And let me comment.
Dr. Sam said, Comrade Christian, last year the president was here also to commission roads. And this year again he's coming to commission roads. Do you count that
one kilometer, 500
Do you count that as growth on the part of the government?
Still collaborating the last speaker, the doctor. I had pointed on that when I first spoke. That essential infrastructure is not all about road. Essential infrastructure stretches from road, healthcare delivery, education, facilities, housing delivery. The country as a whole is running housing deficits. Power, energy. The country as a whole is running energy deficit. Right now, there's energy crisis in Europe going on because of what is the war of Ukraine. But Nigeria has been in energy crisis since its birth. None of them has done anything to improve on power sector. What do you call infrastructure revolution? Only road. Is infrastructure?
No water.
Is infrastructure all about road? No water supply. People are still using boreholes. Boreholes that are cited in defiance of building regulations, endangering people's life, in defiance of environmental sanity. Go to World Bank. It's a disaster. Small water plots of land. Almost each of them, you know what a quarter plot of land is? One plot divided into 4.
Okay.
It's a low-cost housing for low-income workers. But it's not even affordable by low-income workers now, as I'm telling you. Because no low-income worker can afford a borehole. All these small houses have boreholes in them. And none of these boreholes comply with the building regulation for sinking boreholes. Do you know that exposes World Bank to ACTRAMO, what they call earthquake? Because if the aquifer of the water is high, the implication is soon the biosphere of World Bank will become so weak and porous because so many boreholes are there. And this is happening in a time where people are called leaders. And they are there. Essential infrastructure, you only think of road every time. Road. Why can't the governor showcase water project, which was
a regular in the past?
I think during the time of Hakim, they have started doing one by the World Health Organization. UNESCO started one water project. And that project was abandoned till today.
No, but you see, government is a continuum.
It's a continuum.
If what people of the past did has been sustainable,
yes,
right? Well, if it has been sustainable, probably there wouldn't have been any issue of going back to issue of road. Because when the past government was here, during there were roads constructions, right? So previous governments had other things they did, But if those things were actually sustained, or if they were of quality, because most times it's not just about doing it; it's also about doing what is of quality.
Exactly.
If it's about quality, then by now we would have gone beyond the issue of roads.
I was coming to that.
Do you understand? Yeah. So
let me come in. Even as we're talking road, let me come in. Let me. Everything they're talking of road is Olu Road, Okigwe Road, maybe Wedra. The area where people live have the worst roads in this state. World Bank, Wosu estate around Amakoya, the whole of Spibat. You can't drive around those areas.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So that should be an expo for the next governor.
We have to bring ourselves back to this program to discuss road infrastructure, road and other infrastructure in the state, and to what extent the government has been able to perform. Before we round off, just related to the PMD's visit yesterday, there was a trending video where we saw people scrambling for money, sharing money, diving for money. I do not really capture what the motivation was. I want to ask you.
Sorry to cut you short. No, these people, there's a point we need to note that these people were tying rapper with
the
Opus
APC.
Odimas and APC Regalia were tying.
Yeah, exactly. There were APC people. APC people sharing money, and scrambling for money, just like you have what you will see typically in a campaign ground, and all of that. All these things you associate with that. And meanwhile, we know that there are laws, there are regulations banning throwing of money, sharing of money like that. How does it come to you, comrade?
And that goes to it tells us the extent of how bad governance has pauperized the people. It has rendered them incapable. They have rendered people incapacitated. They're no longer productive because of bad governance. In a civilized and organized society, the masses do not have anything to do with going plate in hand, begging the government for daily pittance or survival. But because of the kind of hunger and the precarious situation we found ourselves in this country due to bad governance, there is gross misappropriation of both human and capital resources in this country. And that explains why people are behaving like that.
Okay.
It's a true reflection of our real circumstance in the country.
Okay, Engineer Anosike, finally for you. Money sharing is part of the negative political culture we've been talking against. And drawing from what we saw yesterday in the video clips, what do you foresee in the 2023 election when politicians will still have to go around to do their campaign? Do you still expect more of this scenario?
Thank you. It is said that the leopard doesn't change its spots. If you are surprised with what happened yesterday, I will be wondering. It's expected of them. But there's a movement that has come out to change that. The movement that does not give shish. And no one is bringing shish. And that movement, people will now contribute money to drive the movement. And
what movement is that?
Obidati
movement. The obedient movement.
Okay.
And of course, we can say I'm a convener of P2B Vanguard.
You are marketing your party. You pay us to do that.
No, okay, let's get back to the issue. Let's go back to the issue.
Yes, we are.
So we are giving Nigerians a beautiful option. Don't go and cheapen yourselves. Own this. Those people who are doing that, they don't own what they came for. They just were bought, shipped, or bought from local government wards. How they do it.
Okay, so
every aspirant to bring a vehicle at the ward that people will troop in and they'll give them more and gala. That's right.
What is
but the new movement we are coming now, it is the people themselves. When they did the mic testing in Owerri 2 weeks ago, P2B was not there. But you saw 1 million people on their own. Did you see them fighting at the end of the day?
For sharing money.
No, did you see them fighting? We know why they were fighting, when they were sharing booty.
Okay, thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you.
Any word for the viewers?
My parting word to our viewers remains that we are yearning for the change of this narrative, bad governance, and that's why I concur to great extent with the engineer here came for the movement, the Obidati movement. We need the change of narrative. We need a party that will give us a candidate that has a vision that is achievable and realizable. Like the candidate of our Labour Party, the presidential candidate, said he has intention to move Nigeria away from a consumption economy to production economy.
So we are talking about a production economy.
The key to productivity is infrastructure.
Yeah, we'll come back to infrastructure. We will discuss it later. Your parting words, sir.
Keep hope alive. Be part of the Biden movement, and let's move Nigeria from consumption to production.
I will give you a bill after this program.
We are capable. Obedience will pay.
parting word to the people of God: do not be deceived.
Mhm.
God is not mocked.
That's right.
Whatsoever a man sows,
So
that's what
indeed.
he's going to reap.
Mm.
And that is it for
Don't sell your vote.
Yes, that is it for today. We want to thank Comrade Christian Abunomi for being with us.
You're welcome.
We want to thank Engineer Alex Anosike
Thank you.
and Dr. Sam. We want to say thank you for being
Thank
part.
you.
Thank you very much for
And
inviting
to
me.
our viewers, thank you for sticking around and staying with us up to this moment. Until we come next time, this is still Daybreak Niger, on Universal Heritage Television, Niger. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube page on Universal Heritage TV, Niger. I'm your host, Iwuna Mona, saying bye-bye for now until next time.